Wow, Fav Ms. Renée, the girl who always loved butterflies, and even more than butterflies, loved to pray. Oh, I became fearless, you guys. But most importantly, I love. I love really hard. And yes, you believe I got the heart of a survivor and a warrior. Nevertheless, I choose love, I choose to be happy, and I choose joy. Yes, Jesus is the only reason for all the seasons. Faith, small as a mustard seed. And of course, in my house, we always serve the Lord. There you go, girl. You are Fav Ms. Renée. Hey, faves. It's your Fav Ms. Renée. You guys, I'm back with a new video. I've missed you guys. And you guys have been in my thoughts, my prayers, and definitely in my heart. And let me tell you, child, before we get started, I haven't been slacking. Promise. But I have had some things going on. Not with me personally, but with my mom. And she's had some poor health lately. And I am the eldest child. So guys, you know what I had to do. Put on my cape. Come on now. Jump right into being the eldest child, all the responsibilities that come with it, and just being there to support and help her in this time. So I did just that. I did what you're supposed to do. Come on now. Always. No matter the what. For real. But I have missed you guys. You've truly been on my mind. Y'all, let me tell you. Favetober, child, was fun. There's a net in the house. Y'all know I hate these nets. As I was saying, Favetober was lit. I had a good time. I spent it with you because I counted a lot of videos, okay? So aside from spending it with you, I also spent it with my family and my friends. So now, you guys, we are in Heartvember. Heartvember, you ask? Well, November is a very, very highlighted month in my life, I guess. It is the time that I was unfortunately very sick, but I had open heart surgery and survived. Ew. Yes, y'all. This is the month. So I renamed November to be Heartvember. I know. It's appropriate. It matters. And I'm really excited about Heartvember. My surgery heart anniversary date has already passed. It was November the 9th. And I can't remember what I did this year. Last year, my daughter took me to a concert on my heart anniversary. And this year, it escapes me. I really can't remember. Anyway, none of that's important. What's important is I'm back here with you. And what's even more important, I got something I want to talk about. And I hope you'll like exactly the conversation. Okay, you guys. So, our conversation tonight It's a delicate conversation. The topic is delicate. But nevertheless, it's necessary. As like a lot of our conversations are. And this conversation is for anybody alive, and anybody that's ever had to deal with childhood trauma. Let me just say this, you guys. I am a woman that has survived repeated offenses of childhood trauma. I will say to you, honestly and wholeheartedly, not that the trauma made me who I am, but how I worked through it helped me to become the woman that I am today. That's a fact. It would be great if we lived in a world where people never hurt children. And it would be great if we lived in a world where if children were hurting, the adults in their lives would run really quickly to help them get some help and to make sure that those traumatizing experiences are not lingering and don't last. But that's only in make-believe land. I guess if Peter Pan and them were real, that would happen. But Peter Pan and them, they're not real. So a lot of times it doesn't happen. Kids end up falling through the cracks. I kind of fell, but I ended on a ledge in the crack. Ooh, and I refused to fall. Truth. I just refused to fall. And I held on. But I am a firm believer that the reason why I ended up doing 11 years of JBT is because of the childhood trauma in my life that caused me to understand kids a whole lot more than a lot of adults do at this time. So, I guess if I could say, if I could do it another way, I clearly would have. And I don't really want to get into all the dirty details of the trauma that I survived. I'll save that for another time. But I do want to talk about overcoming trauma. And what is trauma? And how do you cope with it? What do you do with it? How do you move on from it? So, I will say this. I speak from a personal perspective. I'm not a therapist. I don't plan or ever claim to be one. But I do know that in my lifetime, and all of the many times that I've survived, like a lot of us have, right? Let's just keep it real. I've learned how to maneuver. I've learned coping skills, strategies, and techniques to help me understand and learn from it, process through, and then make sure that it never happened again, as long as I could help it. So yes, having gone through so much in my life, and so much of that was done to me, not that I did myself, it made it easy to walk into a classroom and just share my story. And it also made it easier for kids, boys and girls alike, see me, hear and see my transparency, understand it, and trust me enough to share theirs with me as well. And that's what JBT has been. JBT has been an exchange, because I have healed and I'm not ashamed, and because I know that what's done to me was wrong and out of my control. I was able to talk about it. And because I was brave enough and able to talk about it in front of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids, I have helped them also to understand one of the key things with being in my life, being traumatized, was learning forgiveness. And I had to learn forgiveness, not that I was saying it was okay what happened to me, but I had to forgive them so that I didn't harbor hurt and hate. Whew. So I didn't continue to cycle, because that's what happens at times. The abused can then become the abuser. So you have to be careful to break that cycle. And sometimes the only way to break that cycle is when you're processing through and have compassion, not saying again that it's okay what was done, but just having some form of understanding of the person that committed the offense. That's deep. I know. That's deep. And we don't have to be too deep. This is YouTube. But I do want to help somebody. And sometimes that means being real. Sometimes that means saying the uncomfortable things and the things that people don't normally want to talk about. Well, you know me. I'm up for it. I want us to be better. Better together. Okay, guys, we're going to get into the meat and potato of this. We're going to learn something tonight, okay? We're going to start our healing process, because I know I'm not the only one that's been dealing with some trauma in their lives and needs some ways out of it, that cycle. So check this out. I found this article, and this article really grabbed me, and it made me look at things in more than one way. And seeing things from a different perspective, I thought, that's share-worthy. So you know me, sharing is caring. And I care about y'all. So I got something I want to share with you. But first, let me drop this little word of knowledge as well. In JBT, whenever I'm in front of a group, one of the things that I like to do is suggest to my kids and the teenagers that I serve, learning how to journal and learning how to express yourself on paper and be authentic and real with yourself in all of your experiences, and being able to put it out, to get it out. It's a great way to process. Until I saw this article. Check this out. Okay, guys, so I started reading the article, and even though it's not that long, it just seemed like whoa, whoa, whoa. So I decided I would just kind of paraphrase it and not quote and read the entire article. So basically, the article was saying, although talking about trauma for some of us is really, really helpful, and to express our feelings and our emotions, and it takes the shame away from it, because it definitely did that for me. Working with kids has given me a whole new outlook on trauma, and it took all the shame away. And I loved it for that. I loved being able to communicate my feelings and express myself. But some people don't heal that way. Some people, to go back to the trauma is reliving the trauma. And although sometimes processing means to acknowledge, that doesn't work for everyone. Some people need to just move out of that space, not pretend that it never happened, but to be creative, go for a run, pick up a paintbrush, do something else that brings a new into their lives and not going backwards. And you know what? I got that. And I thought that's pretty cool. And something that I'm going to offer to my kiddos the next time that I'm in the classroom or the next time we're in the conference room or wherever we are, and that is to let them know there's more than one way to process through trauma. Don't always have to go back. Sometimes you can move on. Simple as that. Just simply move on. So, you guys, that is very important to know. You don't always have to go back. Nothing back there anyway. For me, understanding was necessary, but it doesn't have to be like that for everyone. Healing comes when we are ready to accept the things that have happened to us and we are ready to move on. Healing comes when we know that whatever happened wasn't our fault. When you're a kid and someone hurts you, it's their fault. Learning how not to accept it, but just learning how to forgive it so that you can live without all of that stuff heavy burden on you. That's important. You guys, finding a way to release that does not cause more trauma is key. You don't want to move from one bad place to another. And remember that it's okay to say I need help. It's okay. It's okay not to be able to figure it all out by yourself. It's okay to need and want help. And help is a good thing. You don't have to suffer in silence. You guys know I'm always available. Most of you have my phone number. Seriously. Anytime. Always available. But let's get past this. We're at the fourth quarter of the 2020 year. A lot of things have happened this year. A lot of good and a whole lot of bad. Let's get ready to start anew. Let's leave some of this crap in 2020. Why not? Let's do it together. Let's all take one step at a time to beginning a new year full of possibilities, a fresh start. Let go of the past. Move past your traumas. Most of us have them. How we deal with them is what counts. Now, if this video has helped you in any way, please, you guys, like and share this video. And if you really like this video, subscribe. Come on. Go ahead and hit the bell. That way the next time I upload, it'll be in your notifications. And we'll never have to be away from each other again. Okay? Thank you guys for paying attention and listening and coming by and seeing me. As always, keep your heads up and your eyes open. And I'll see you guys very, very soon because I've got something, oh my God, that I've been working on that I'm so excited about. I can't wait to share it with you. Okay, okay, okay. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. But I got something to share, and you're gonna see it in a few days. Oh my God. All right, guys. Bye. Bye.